This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSP TV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, Penn State Hazleton welcomes some students from overseas for a special program. We'll fill you in next. This is FYI Weekend, and I'm Ken Kara. Thanks for joining us. Penn State Hazleton hosted a two-week program that gave international students the opportunity to work together and with some other Penn State students from the United States. Penn State Hazleton works with Buskerud University College to put this program together. Now, recently, Buskerud merged with Volstead University, or Vestfold University, and it's now the largest university college in Norway. At the Hazleton campus, students spent lots of time together while working on many group projects, along with doing some fun activities in their free time. Penn State student Starlin Cologne, whose family is from the Dominican Republic, talks about the program.
It was really good for me because, well, usually I'm in their spot. I'm usually the person that is from the outside and I'm trying to work with all the people from here. But now I was kind of the person from here, and it was really interesting seeing that usually I'm in their position.
One of the group projects had to deal with coming up with an invention that could be used to help make life a little bit easier. I learned something as well from this experience. Apparently there's some really cool inventions being used overseas that we are missing out on.
Many of the ideas that American came up with, we have in Norway.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just like, yeah, I don't remember any now, but there were some ideas. We were just like, we have that in Norway, not new, just hadn't made it to the US yet.
I don't think you have the lawnmower that does it itself yet. I don't think that has come.
No.
That's in Norway, I have it.
We do need that. Now here's some of the ideas the students came up with.
The idea we had for product, we had a ball cap straw. When you're driving and you have to unscrew the bottle, and we thought that's kind of dangerous. And you get spills and stuff, so we call it non-drip. And it's like you just put it on the top of your soda, just go like this, and you have a straw, just pops out, and you can just drink from a straw.
What we came up with, it was a shopping cart that follows you around instead of you having to push it. And the way we came up with it was we were saying about some stories that we don't like, and everybody in the group had the one about hating to push the shopping cart, and that's how we came up. I'm like, yeah, like personally, when we go as a family, I'm the one that gets stuck with the shopping cart. I'm like, I hate it. So that's just how we came up. We're like, okay, let's talk about something that instead of us having to push it, it just follows us around.
Some other ideas included a washing machine that folds the clothes for you. I'm down with that. Hazleton Area High School will be without some familiar faces as Alice Valenti and Gloria McElharney retired after 22 years. JJ Ravitskas has the story.
Alice Valenti has been working at the Hazleton Area High School since it opened its doors in 1992. On her last day of work, she was the one who got a bus ride home to a special brunch set up by her husband Anthony. Principal Rocco Patrone spoke to us about the impact these two women made.
Well, it means so many things on so many different levels. I mean, we look at Alice and Gloria as people that are serving our students their food and taking care of the cafeteria, but it goes beyond so much more than that. They build relationships with the people that work in the kitchen. They build relationships with the students, with the staff, with the faculty. And there's going to be a big void here now that both Gloria and Alice are gone.
After creating countless friendships and memories at the high school, Alice discusses the tough decision to finally retire.
As I said before, when the students come back and they're actually employed by the school district, some of the students that we have fed, then you just sit back and look and say, I think it's time to retire. time to enjoy. It's time.
Alice looks forward to traveling and spending time with her husband now that she is retired. Before leaving, Alice had one last thing to say to everyone.
I will miss the ladies that have worked for me, and I've had the pleasure of working with, and just that I appreciate everything they've done. And I hope they keep the chicken patties coming.
For FYI News, this is JJ Ravinskis.
Thanks, JJ. Hashtag keep the chicken patties coming. Eckley Miners Village is offering a vacation I guarantee you won't find on any of those fancy travel websites. How about taking a trip to the past and you don't even need a DeLorean? 1940s weekend is July 26th and 27th. You can visit World War II encampments, check out military vehicles, and even do some swing dancing on July 26th from 6 to 9 p.m. The dancing takes place at the Freeland Park Pavilion.
It's great because you just go back in time and you get to experience an era that you weren't alive for. That's just like in August, we're going to be having our Civil War weekend as well. So we'll have Union and Confederate encampments throughout the village, and we also have a battle during our Civil War weekend.
World War II weekend will also have 2 Holocaust survivors. And now from the desk of the Borough of Weatherly, we move to some information from there. Weatherly Borough will hold an electronic recycling event on Saturday, July 12th from 9 a.m. until noon at Urena Park. While most items can be disposed of for free, there is a $5 charge for car batteries, a $20 fee for refrigerators, air conditioners, dehumidifiers, and floor freezers, and a $30 fee for TVs. The televisions must be complete and not broken. For more information, you can contact the Borough office at 570-427-8640 or Responsible Recycling at 484-641-5156. Coming up on FYI, we'll talk with a man from Hazleton who's traveled all over the world and is now back home hoping to give back. Plus, Janine kicks off summer with a new segment next.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSP TV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Thanks for joining us here on FYI. We are in your community today at the Nescopeck State Park, and we're going to give you an overview with Diane Maddle and talk about what we have right in our own backyard. So thank you so much for having us here today.
Thanks for coming out.
Now, Nescopeck State Park is really close to 309. It's only about 10 minutes outside of 309, and it's in Butler Township, correct?
It's part of it's in Butler Township and also in Denison Township.
Okay, so tell us about the park. What's here for everyone to enjoy?
Well, we have about 3,500 acres here at the park, and we're also surrounded by game lands, so additional acreage around the park. We have about 19 miles of hiking trails. We have fishing. We have Lake Francis, which is a 9-acre man-made lake, and folks like to come fishing here. We have 6 miles of the beautiful Nescopeck Creek, which is a cold water fishery through the park, which is open for fishing also. We have picnicking and wildlife watching. We have over 200 acres of forested wetlands. You can come here and go bird watching, and we have over 170 different bird species you might be able to see, 650 plants that have been documented. We have 50 species of mammals that live in the park, and over 30 different amphibians and reptiles. So we have a lot of nature here, and it's a great place to bring your family. We focus on recreation and also environmental education.
Now, in the state of Pennsylvania, northeastern Pennsylvania specifically, when people say, what is there to do? There's a lot to do, especially when the weather is this beautiful out, when we have the nice weather. So you do offer programs that are free of charge. You do take donations, but you actually have children come in, and you have tours that come in.
Yes, in the summertime we have Nature Camp for kids. We call it our Discovery Series. So for 4- and 5-year-olds, they're hide and seekers. 6- to 8-year-olds, we have outdoor explorers, and 9- to 11-year-olds are Penn's Adventurers. So the kids can come for Nature Camp. We also have programs just for families. So our brochure goes every 3 months, so you can come in and pick up a brochure or email us, and we can put you on our list to receive it every week, every month.
So there is an event coming up relatively soon.
Yes, on June the 28th, Saturday from 1 to 3, we have an Art in the Park program, which is a continuation of a series. An artist, John Lakuta, has been coming and working with children to create murals of the different seasons here at Nescopeck State Park. So we're here for our summer session for Art in the Park, and we have plenty of space available. Just call and register by calling 570-403-2006 for Art in the Park.
So come and enjoy the outdoors here at Nescopeck State Park. We're back here next week, and we have some safety tips when you take your children out camping on state land, right?
Hiking or camping, yes.
Okay, so join us next week right here on FYI.
Well, he's worked with Justin Bieber and many other celebrities. I sat down with this Hazleton native to find out why he's back in his hometown. Sitting here with Sonny Joe, now very successful photographer and also videographer. Grew up in the Hazleton area, family-owned King's Pizzeria, very popular eatery here in the area, and now traveling all over the world, but back home for a little bit. Let's talk about your story. Very interesting story. You started out wanting to be a nurse. You were ready to go into that field, and then something happened that really changed your life.
Yeah, I wanted to be a nurse from like 15 years old and on. It was just something I thought that I wanted to do. Everyone, not going to say pressuring me into it, but everyone's like, oh, you're smart, get into medicine, blah, blah, blah. So I thought, yeah, I'm going to do it. So I was getting ready to go to medical school. I got like all kind of certifications and things like that. And then my father actually got diagnosed with cancer. And when that happened, I started taking care of him, and we started having some talks. And he's like, he just told me so many things, like, don't be unhappy, like, don't, like, if you have a dream, follow it, and all that stuff. And I kept just like putting in the back of my head, like, you know, it's nothing, no big deal. But then he passed away. And when he passed away, that just like flipped something in my head. I'm like, I'm not gonna work, and even though like the field of medicine is a good field to be in, like financially, I thought to myself, I'm not gonna work and hate my job. So when I was a kid, I always had like, it was inside my head, in the back of my head, to be a photographer, to be a videographer, to make movies, take pictures. And then once my father passed away, it just flipped. And then after then, I just knew what I wanted to be, and I just went forward with it.
All right, now just to show your resume, some impressive people you have worked with. If you could name drop a little bit. I mean, the guy I'm sitting next to has worked with Justin Bieber. So I mean, this is pretty cool what you've been able to do. Talk about some of your work.
Well, I worked with Justin Bieber. I worked with Selena Gomez, Demi Lovato, 50 Cent, Kid Cudi, Meek Mills, French Montana, Rick Ross, My Classic, all those. And there's so many more, but I literally can't remember. Because, like, the way I work with so many people, I'll see someone that's a celebrity and I'll be like, hey, like, I won't even remember that, like, this is a multimillionaire standing in front of me, because I just work with so many. So it's cool. You know, I have a lot of experience. I was with Justin Bieber for about a week. I did lighting on a set of his, and then after that, I sent him a few girls, because I take pictures of a lot of models for portfolios and stuff. And with his casting agency, Bieber Time, I sent them actually, one girl was from Dunmore, and the other one was from Tamaqua, for one of his videos. So I'm not sure you guys heard about that, but 2 girls from around this area were in Justin Bieber music videos. You can reach out to me on Facebook, my personal Facebook, because I was never the type of guy to advertise. I just don't like doing it. But a lot of people are coming to me and they're like, listen, you gotta advertise. We want to see your work on a Facebook page and this and that. So right now, as soon as I get home, I'm gonna launch a Facebook page. It's gonna be Sonny Joe Productions. But now for a little scavenger hunt, I'm gonna do a little contest. There's 3 people. If the first 3 people to message me on Sonny Joe Productions, I'm not going to tell you how you can find it online. You have to search it somehow. But the first 3 people, one person's going to get a completely free photo shoot of any kind. The next person's going to get $100 off, and the last person's going to get $50 off. All you got to do is message me and say News 13, and I'll message you back, and we'll schedule the shoots.
Sounds good. Well, Sonny, we appreciate your time here, and welcome home. Tell Bieber we said hi.
Thank you so much.
So Sonny says he's back to help out local models and hopefully launch their careers. Well, I have attended this event we are going to tell you about on our community calendar, and I could say from personal experience, it's a lot of fun. The 6 County Fireman Parade is on June 28th at 2 p.m. in Danville. It will feature fire departments from all over our area, and there's a ton of fire trucks in the parade, and that's cool no matter what age you are. So that's the 6 County Fireman Parade at 2 p.m. on June 28th in Danville. FYI, we'll be right back. We have sports after the break.
It's time for Movie Minute right here on News 13, your weekly look at what's playing at Regal Cinema 10 just outside the Laurel Mall. 2 new releases this weekend, including Jersey Boys, rated R. In the 1960s, 4 scrappy young men from New Jersey have the magic sound that propels them from singing under streetlights to singing in spotlights. However, Personal and professional problems threaten to tear the group apart. And also, Think Like a Man 2, rated PG-13. The sequel to the underground hit takes the gang on a trip to Las Vegas that could derail their relationship. Still playing X-Men Days of Future Past, How to Train Your Dragon 2, 22 Jump Street, Godzilla, The Fault of Our Stars, and The Edge of Tomorrow. For all the showtimes, call Regal Cinema 10 at 570-450-7454, or to speak to a movie attendant, call 570-450-7340.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
Joe Stanavich joins us right now, and you are the fitness supervisor at Lehigh Valley Health Network Health and Wellness Center at Hazleton. Passed that part. Okay, don't know if I'd passed the speed test we're going to talk about, though. And it's interesting. Before this interview, I said I was watching 30 for 30 on ESPN. They had the U.S. soccer team on, and a lot of the things they were going through, it seems, basically being offered here to local athletes, kids in junior high, high school. Tell us about the camp and what you're offering.
Well, currently we're having a camp for the kids, ages 10 to 18. Basically, anyone that's involved in athletic sports or is trying to get that advantage, quick step maybe. Maybe their coach said, you need to practice harder this summer. This is that actual camp that would help people out with that. So.
And how do you do that? There's a pre-test you do first, and how does someone, I know you can't go through everything here, but how essentially do you add speed?
Well, we have a pre and post testing, so obviously we'll do a couple different tests with them, shuttle runs, 30-meter dash, Oklahoma drill, which the kids will get to experience. It's all based out of, basketball, college level, NFL level, that type of stuff that we took we broke it down. And then overall we do dynamic flex with them, a couple different stretches, and then we work on speed, foot, agility works, plyometric boxes, body weight training, core training. So we break down every aspect of actually training during this camp.
How important is stretching to speed, whether before or after? Does that play a role in it?
Oh, absolutely. Flexibility is a key component to overall exercise. You want to make sure you're maintaining your muscles correctly, whether it be you're doing a foam roller with us, or where we do just dynamic stretching, static stretching, but you want to make sure we're doing proper. And then with this camp, we have a bunch of guest speakers that physical therapists will come in and present information to how to injury prevention, how to stretch properly before or after games. So more or less they'll break it all down for them.
Growing up, you grew up an athlete in this area, correct? Is it different now, the atmosphere? Do kids know these type of things? Are they looking for it? When they come into you, do you notice a difference, or is it kind of new to them as well?
I would say it's new to them. The coaches are great. They can only do so much, though. I'm also a coach, and I know how it is. The kids, you need to have that extra little bit of education, whether it be, sport-related, whether it be exercise-related. But that's why we like to break this down. When I was growing up, I didn't have that. I was more or less grabbing my basketball or playing football by myself, and that's what I did. This is where I actually focus on individual training, how to get faster, how do I get bigger, how do I increase my bench press. So all that thing in this camp we'll do. Mainly it is for speed, absolutely, but we focus on the BMI, body fat, making sure their levels are okay, and talk to them a little bit more about overall fitness. So.
And along with that, when I did reference the special I watched on ESPN, you're bringing in guest speakers. So along with the speed in that, I believe you have a talk about nutrition and some other things, injury prevention, which I thought was very interesting.
Yeah, we'll have Amy Cartwright. She'll do the nutritionist part. She'll come in and get maybe 1 or 2 days and talk about nutrition, what to eat before, what to eat after, some of the things that kids don't know about. The physical therapist will have a couple do little talks about injury prevention, what muscles should they be working on, how to warm up my muscles properly, some of the things that the coaches don't hit upon, and then we'll just talk about overall fitness, after sports are done, because unfortunately, you're not going to be in sports forever. What do you do after? Or what can I do during the season or after the season that I can get better with? So we touch upon everything.
It's so competitive now out there if you're looking for scholarships, or just in general, it's very competitive with kids in sports. How key do you think something like this is for kids to just get the knowledge? How important is this if you are looking to get to that next level?
I think kids overall are overlooking the hard work ethic that it really deserves. You really need to go to that college level. Unfortunately, not everyone's going to go. Coaches say 1 out of 10 players might go, and that's the truth. But, if the kids that are, at that level, or even they need more education, we can help advance them to get to that college level maybe. I like when kids come back, especially my athletes, and they'll come back and say, "Hey, coach, how you doing? It's nice to see you. You did a lot for me," and it just brings a smile to my face. And that's what I like to see with this overall camp, because I take every kid as a player, at that point in time for those couple of weeks that we have them. So, like I said, the speed camp is where it's at, and I'm hoping that we get more kids for it, and hoping that the public can see it and the community get to see it, and we can all come together and do this together.
It's the weekend, and I love sitting at a high top, ordering some delicious apps and having a few beverages with my friends at Bottlenecks, where they have an awesome atmosphere with awesome food.
Hello again, and welcome back to the Hazleton Animal Shelter. I'm Chris, and here with me I have Leah. Leah is an approximately 4-year-old little Shih Tzu mix who is very affectionate and also incredibly playful. Leah here is already spayed, up to date on all of her shots, including the rabies, and she was also tested for heartworm and Lyme, both diseases for which she came up negative. She gets along really well with other dogs, having come in with 2 other siblings of her own, which have already been adopted. We think she would do great in a home with a fenced-in yard or with somebody who likes to go on long walks, because despite being such a little dog, she does have a lot of energy. Anybody who already has a dog of their own and is thinking about adopting little Leah here would probably do well. She did have a brother and sister that have already gotten adopted, and we always like to do a meet and greet to make sure that our dog and yours get along well with each other. That's it for little Leah here. Let's have a look at our cats. Here I am with one of our newest additions to the cat colony here, which is Smokey. Smokey is a young adult domestic shorthair, probably only about a year old. He has beautiful gray and white stripes, as you can see. He loves to be held and gets along really well with the other cats here in the colony, despite the fact that he just came up. Smokey here is already neutered and up to date on all of his shots, including his rabies shot, and he also tested negative for feline leukemia and FIV. Being a short-haired cat, he doesn't take a whole lot of grooming. He doesn't shed very badly either, so people with allergies may do all right with him. As you can see here, Smokey might actually be part parrot. Not only does he love to be held, he loves to be up on your shoulder. He really enjoys human companionship, and as I said before, gets along well with the other cats here in the colony also. Smokey would be a great cat for anybody who already has cats now, because he does very well with the cats here in the colony, or he'd be great with someone who doesn't have any animals and would just like to give him all of the attention. If you're interested in Smokey or our previously featured dog Leah, please come on down to 101 North Poplar Street here at the Hazleton Animal Shelter.
Next week, we kick off our coverage of the All-Star Little League tournament, so hold on and get ready for that. We'll see you on Monday. Have a good weekend, everyone, and take it easy.